Today's topic is about habits. And so here we have a very nice quote. The quote says, people do not decide their futures, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. The author is F.M. Alexander. So, Francisco, what do you think about this phrase?
I think there's much of, of true in that phrase, because the way we act eventually ends in the way we will be living in the future.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, Javier. Ivan, what's your opinion about it?
I totally agree because we can decide our own future, but we can decide our habits. For example, to wake up early, to do some exercise, to do some or read the newspapers, uh, be polite with all the people, and in that way we can open a lot of doors. And with that doors open, we can define a better future.
Excellent. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much. I am absolutely, I absolutely agree about it. Okay, so, well, we were concretely going to talk about your habits, but I think that health is not only the way we eat or the way we sleep. Health is a lot more. But please, Francisco, talk to us about your habits. How often do you eat fresh fruit? How often do you do exercise?
I really changed my habits, my healthy habits, if
Health habits.
yeah, my habits. So beginning in the beginning of this year, I used to do some exercise almost every day, and I was trying to eat healthy. Oh, yeah, and but now I am on the other side. I started not doing exercise, not eating fresh fruit or vegetables, or I don't know, just a little bit of it, and I am truly gaining weight.
Why? What happened?
uh, just because of the time I have left. So, and my finances also,
Mm,
they haven't been so great.
uh-huh. Well, sometimes it's a little difficult. But how were you feeling when you were doing exercise and eating different food?
Oh, I was feeling really well. Just I don't know, maybe stronger or lighter, something like that.
Hey, that's great. Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope that you can do it again because it is great, not only to look well, but to feel well, to feel that you are able to do many things.
Yeah, maybe beginning the next year.
Yeah, that's it. It could be because you know what? I think that of course we can have many good intentions, but December is December. So it's time for party.
Yeah.
Party time. All right. Okay. Thank you, Francisco. Ivan, what about you?
Yeah, I'm almost the same as Francisco do. Before school, I usually do some exercise. Sometimes I jogging or doing some exercise like yoga or something, but not right now. But I try to eat healthy. I try to eat fruits, vegetables. I usually every day eat an apple at least. Vegetables. It depends. Maybe potatoes or carrots, something. But I try to stay in a healthy way.
That's it. And why did you stop doing that?
Because with the school we run out of time easily, so we have to work, we have to do homework, we have to stay with our family. So I don't have enough time to do some exercise. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks I have a little room for to do this again.
And let's hope that we have free time because it is necessary to pay attention to ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so look at this, Francisco. I would like you to be talking for 3 minutes about yourself, about your habits, your health, the resolutions that you can have for the next year. I don't know, anything that you would like to express. It is 9:11. Let's hope that you start now, and whenever it is 9:14, you finish. All right?
Okay. So I I do not um, eat healthy. I am trying to recover my my habits from the past, and in order to do that, I'm trying to get a new job. Um, in the beginning, the next year, I'm I have the resolution to find a better job. Um, I don't know, because I want to be to have more time, and to spend that time in healthy activities and other projects that I have in mind. Mm, and I think that's it. That's all I have to do. All I want to do in the near future.
All right. Thank you very much. You were missing 2 minutes. So, well, you know what? In a speaking examination, of course, we are nervous and we don't know what to say, but we are supposed to have some time for speaking about ourselves. So you can do, well, you can have some resources. For example, in this case, you talked about your resolutions and what happens with your habits. You could have also talked about the things that you like and the things that you don't like. Maybe you could have said, I like doing exercise very much. I like doing this, but I don't like, and then you can consume time. Uh, Whenever we do that kind of examinations, we not only pay attention to the vocabulary exponents that you use and the grammar topics, but also that you have resources enough for expressing more extensively. So it is necessary that you cover all the time. Okay? Okay.
Can I make a parenthesis here?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So it's a question.
Yes.
Um, for the examination for the CENI certification,
Oh,
uh,
yes.
what do we have to do in order to get that certificate? What?
And
Yeah.
well, the course that you are taking in here, it's a preparation for the certification. So whenever you try to have the certification, you have to do a presential exam. I figure out that you have received some invitation, some participation for presenting the examination. It is going to be in December, I guess. But, well, there are many processes for examination. All of the exams, if you can get patients, have be presential. I think that in this time, the examination is going to be held in Mexico City. Why are the examination tests special? Well, because if the ILSE is going uh, to give you a certification, of course, we have to be sure that you are the person who is applying the exam. And so virtually online, it's a little complicated. That's why it has to be presential, even though all of the certification exams are presential. In an examination, the sections that you are going to find are reading. It is kind of like 1 hour reading. Later on, you have listening. It's 1 hour, 25 minutes listening. Later on, you have writing. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes by writing. And speaking. Speaking is 15 minutes. So that is more or less the structure for an examination. I don't know if that was the question. If that was the proper answer to your question.
Yeah, it is. So it's like the TOEFL examination.
Kind of like that, but what we are going to base the exam on is a Cambridge First Certificate. TOEFL,
Okay.
yeah, TOEFL is the same than Cambridge First Certificate. It's the same level, but TOEFL, it's an American English exam, and Cambridge First Certificate is British English exam.
I get it. So I think that I have some problems with speaking, but I am capable of writing or listening. Other the other things are just right to me, but speaking it's like harder. I don't know. I'm feeling uh, mm, presionado. I don't know.
Pressed up.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Well, were you registered for the examination?
I would like to.
Well, there was participation in, I think it was 1 month ago. The next one, I guess it is going to be next time, maybe in June, but I'm not pretty sure. So if you are interested in taking an examination, you should talk to Kelly, send a message to her so that she can send you information.
Okay, so it's like on the end of each block or
Mhm.
something.
That's it. It's at the end of each semester.
I was hoping that I can do this do the certification in December, but I have forgotten the dates.
Ah, yeah. Well, maybe, why don't you send a message to Nelly Marina? Maybe you could have a opportunity for registering at this time. So just talk to her. I think it is possible to register.
Okay, thank you, and sorry for the inconvenience.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much. A pleasure to support you. Okay, Ivan. Hello, Ivan. Ivan, don't go, don't
Hi.
sleep. Hello. All right. So, Ivan, could you talk to us about yourself for 3 minutes? Okay. It is 9:20. We will finish at 9:23. All right?
Okay. So I had a little the same trouble that Francisco. So I think I need to improve my speaking, but I can read, I can write, I can listen very well. That is one of my objectives the next year. So improve my speaking because it is necessary in order to get a better job. Because I'm tried or planning to change my job because right now sometimes I work about 11 hours, so that's too much time. So it's too tired. So sometimes I sleep like 4 hours in order to complete my assessment in the school, the work, and the family. So I want to change my job, but I need to improve myself some skills like my English, uh, and maybe my job skills. So I just changed my job about 3 months in order to have more experience. So I know before I go to that job, so that I have to work a lot. So, but I accept that in order to have more experience and to put in my resume. So I try to stay there like a year because it's a lot of work. So next year I want to change my job. Maybe I try to change the city too, because right now is I don't like the city where I live. So that's not one of my objectives next year. So I want to change my car too because I don't know if you remember that I told you last week that I have a bad week because my car was broken. So I need to change my car, but I need to have a better income in order to pay the bill to the new car. So there is a lot of objectives, so I need to organize very well my schedules and think very well what I want to do, what I can do, and of course I need to talk with my wife because it's not my only decision. So I don't. With family, it's not too easy to say, oh, I change the job next year or in 6 months or something like that, because you have a responsibility. So it's difficult, but I need to put all the things in a basket. So in order to choose the better things I can do for my family, for myself, for future of all of us. So and of course, in order to improve, because I have some projects to do, as Francisco said, like start a career as a software developer or a consultant in Excel. I very skilled in Excel, so maybe I can explore that way. I can do the things very well in order to earn more money.
Wow, very good. You know what? Yes, you accomplished the time. It's
Yeah,
9:23. Excellent. Claps for you. And it was pretty good. Okay,
thank you.
Ivan, Francisco, now we are going to do another activity. It was very brilliant. Congratulations to both. So now let's go to writing. Let's work about writing with grammar, spelling. I would like to give you feedback. So please do me a favor. Describe your your favorite hobby, okay? But in the chat, let's write as much as possible so that I can check some grammar mistakes and I can help you explaining why they happen and how they must be, all right? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm writing.
That's it, thank you. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ivan. Well, here you wrote, when I was a child, were not a child. It's okay, but this is a Spanish expression, a Mexican expression, muy niño. So we say too young. When I was a child, well, not too young. When I was a teenager, my favorite hobby was playing video games. I loved that, but it was affecting my way of life. And you can say in here, it was affecting my lifestyle. If in that, no, it's okay. In that time, I was attending the high school, so I always lost the semester. I had a great discussion. Here, you wrote a great discussions. A is singular, discussions is plural. So here we have having problems with the register. Plural or singular? I guess I had a great discussion with my mom. Discussion, maybe argument. The word is argument with my
Okay.
mom. Yeah, so I told her that she didn't have to take care of me. She didn't need to take care of me. So I started to find a job, started my new job, and did my stuff by my way. So guess what? Magically, I started doing well at school. I had very, very good grades at and got along again with my mom. So now I know that I like video games, but um, but to avoid it, so in order to stay closer the technology, I started a new hobby, Microsoft Excel. So I am a very good skill. I am very good skilled. No, I am very good skilled in that app, and I did it as a self-taught, and it was impressive. So for that reason, I decided to study as a software developer, because with the correct guidance, I can become must be in present. I can become a good computer programmer, but of course, not for video games. That's it. Pretty good. Thank you very much, Ivan.
Thank you.
Just those little corrections. Okay,
Yes.
Francisco Javier wrote, my favorite hobby is to work with computers. I have always been here instead of being, you are going to use been. I have always been fascinated by them. But in the beginning, it was difficult for me to get accustomed to that issue. Then, a few years ago, I started to research not to researching, about the gaming PCs, that world with no D. World con L dice mundo. Le quitamos la L, we avoid using the L, and it's word. That word was just amazing, and the PC part, the specialized software, the configuration that we have to do in order to improve them, it's just brilliant. In the past August, the last August, I have built my first machine. That feeling was really great, to accomplish the assembling and start it for the first time. Nothing can compare to that. Hey, Francisco, that's great. Pretty good. Very nice text. So, well, some little corrections, but I don't know if you have any doubt about it, Francisco or Ivan. No doubts?
Sorry?
Don't you have any doubt about the corrections?
Oh
No,
yeah,
I'm
I
okay.
have I have one doubt.
Yes, tell me.
So in the part where I write, I started to researching. Now I see it's just it's wrong, but couldn't it be right to write started researching?
Yes, you could have written, I started researching, and that's correct. But if you use the preposition to, then the verb should be in the original form. I started to research.
Okay.
But I started researching is also correct. Even I think it's the most correct.
So the punctuation it's the same as it is in Spanish.
Yes, it is. They are the same regulations, the same
Oh,
rules.
oh, thanks.
My pleasure. Thank you. So, Ivan, do you have any doubt, any question?
No, I'm okay.
No? All
No,
right.
thank
Thank you. Okay. So, you know what? I would like you to do another task. Now you are going to work together. The task is that you are going to take agreements to organize an event. It is going to be healthcare event. Okay, so you are going to interact and talk about what it is going to be about, who it is going to be for, um, who you are going to invite, and how much it is going to be, the cost of the entrance, many details about um, an event that you are going to create together. All right, Francisco and Ivan?
That's
you.
fine.
Okay.
All right, I listen to you.
Okay. So let's organize a healthy event. So maybe we need to make some flyers in order to let the people know about the event, and maybe some invitations for people we know that are interested in it.
Yeah, but how about to make the invitation as an event in social media, so
Well,
so that the people can be more informed, I think.
yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we can use Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That is the apps that people
And
use. Yeah,
yeah, and we save the paper.
yep, yeah, that's a good, and money, of course,
Yeah,
and the
and money.
environment. We don't use more paper, more no trash. So it's a good idea.
So the place, what would be the place, the most accurate place?
I don't know. Maybe we can ask with the city hall if they have some space in available to rent or to where we can do the event.
Yes, and as it is a health event, we can promote it on a park maybe.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe in a park, we need to put some I don't know, some stuff like healthy food, some recipes. Maybe the recipe we can publish in Facebook or Instagram in order to the people can see, or maybe some people uh, can give us some food to share with the community.
Yes, and also the entrance would be free, and to make some money, not for us, but for the community. We can invite some people that dedicate to this type of events and make some delicious food, prepare some activities and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we can invite a nutriologist to, and they be able to make some appointments with the people in that place to give them some advice about their habits in food or healthy, or I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I personally know a nutriologist. She's my cousin. Cousin? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can tell her, and maybe she knows some colleagues who can or are interested in came with us to do the event.
Yeah, I remember that she attended to a CrossFit gym. So maybe the people in the gym are interested in showing some activities in that meeting.
Yeah, sounds good. So maybe we can, as you say, in the social media, we can share the information with her, and she can share with her contact, so we can do it massive.
Yes, and that way we would be able to reach the more people that we can.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you
Thank
have
you.
another idea? Oh, thanks. No, it's fine.
Okay, kids. You know what? It was a great effort. It was a great interaction you had. I would like to talk to you about the evaluation of this kind of exercises. Whenever we are talking about the speaking exam, the principal points that we take into consideration for the assessment is number one, fluency. And you are pretty good on fluency. You didn't have any problem. The next one is pronunciation. And so you have a very good pronunciation. I think that it's quite good. The next one is the accurate vocabulary that you use. And in that subject, it was everything okay. So the next one is grammar accuracy. So you committed some mistakes, but they are the minimum. So maybe you used some prepositions that shouldn't be used, but mostly the verb tenses and the verb forms. They were your weakness in both cases. Even Francisco and Ivan, you both had the same problem. Mm, the use of some prepositions and some of the verbs that goes with ing or ed. Those were the topics that I advise checking up because they were the weaknesses that I could see. But about all of the other part, it was excellent. We also assess this part of question formation, how well you do questions, and you did them pretty well. The other part is interaction. Interaction means that you understand what your classmates say, and then you answer the correct information. And in that part, you were excellent. So I think that if you made or if you applied for an examination test, I guess that you will do it pretty well. We just need to polish a little more of grammar. That's your weakness, grammar. Okay, so let's polish a little more about grammar. Could you please make a narration, a short narration, kind of like 5 rows, about what your classmate said? You are going to tell me, Maggie, guess what? I was talking to Francisco, or I was talking to Ivan, and we were agreed to disagree to organize an event and etc. etc. Okay, so you are going to report. Let's use the reporter speech, so that you can express what the other person said. Okay,
Okay.
in the chat, please, so that we can write. Well, we can work with grammar. All right, pretty good. Here Ivan wrote, Francisco told me he had known a nutriologist. Okay, that's great. Let's try to write more. Okay, Francisco wrote, when I was dialoguing, you could say, when I was talking to Ivan, we had in past, because you are talking about a past event. That was the conversation. We had two different approaches to make the event known. But then the conversation continued really well, from choosing the place we could use for the event to make contact with people that moves in that element. It was so much fun. Hey, Francisco, that was pretty good. Excellent. Um, Ivan, a question. Are you going to write more?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm trying to figure out how to do it in reported speech.
Yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
just remember that in reporter speech, the questions are affirmative sentences or negative sentences. They are not questions, they are just sentences,
Okay.
right? Excellent. All right. So Francisco told me to had prepared the food for the people. Um, I guess that in here we could have said Francisco told me that we could have the food prepared for the people, and also we could, because we are talking about something that happened in the past. I mean, the conversation. So we could organize it in social media in order to save money and resources, and doing presence, or being present in social media. We can do it. We could do it massively. Okay, remember, massive is an adjective, but as you are using the word for qualifying an action, the action is do. How you are going to do it? Massively. Then it has to be an adverb, massively. All right?
Okay. I get it.
Excellent. You know what? I think that this was very productive. This practice was very good. So we are going to try to do it more frequently, so that you can get more tips about writing and grammar. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you have any question or any comment.
Yeah. When do the conversation meetings end?
I think that the last one is going to be next week. Next week.
So just 1 week more.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It is going to be ended in December the 8th. So we have next week, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
Oh, it's it's fine. And
Yeah,
I have another, no, yeah, like a question.
yes.
Um, that I don't know if British people or American people are taught the same way that we are in school about grammar.
Well, in my experience, let me tell you something. In grammar, we have a very good manage of English because English is for us a second language. So we study very much grammar. When people use it as a native language, they don't pay as much attention as we do. So we have a very good manage of English grammar and vocabulary, and sometimes we can speak even better than a person who lives there because they use it in a colloquial way. The same round as in Spanish. We do. In Spanish, sometimes we don't have a very good manage of our language, our own language, because we don't study it very much. We just use it.
Yeah, and that was the other part of my question. That I am more accustomed to listen to English from people who aren't who didn't use the grammar that deep. So, like in some movies or seeing some YouTubers, they aren't that accurate, and I think that I just need to be like them.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something. Nowadays, you speak very good English. So you can understand many different areas. The difference is that if you want to have a conversation with a person on the street, you are missing the colloquial phrases. It's something that I really suggest doing is this. Of course, we have to pay attention to grammar rules and to accurate ways of speaking because we are going to be under examination. And if we don't manage those rules accurately, we are not going to pass the exam. So for certification, yes, we have to manage a lot of grammar rules and academic vocabulary. But if you want to talk to people on the streets, I really suggest watching movie pictures, uh, watching some videos that are in YouTube, for example. There are a number of YouTubers who manage how to speak English in the street. What are the most usual idioms, and even what is the native pronunciation. So it can help a lot about that part. Let me tell you, once upon a time, I was studying in the University of Southern Indiana. And in the university, I could speak to everybody very easily, fluently, accurately. I could talk to the provost of the program, with the director, the coordinator, with my teachers, and everything was excellent. But when I was in the shuttle, in the bus, and I had to talk to the driver. It was really complicated to me. I couldn't understand very well what he said. When I was talking to the personnel, to the janitors in the university, it was really difficult. I couldn't understand very well what they were telling me. So that's what I did. I started watching some videos about how people speak, and it was much easier. But yes, they are two ways of speaking. Even in Spanish, have two ways. The correct one that we use in formal situations, and the other one that we use at home with our friends, and it's quite a different language.
Yeah, too too different.
Yeah, too much. Even into Spanish, we use many different expressions that when you are talking in a formal way, you can't say because they are not appropriate. Of course, they are not bad words, but they are not correct, and so we don't use them in formal situations. So that's the part that you are missing, the informal way.
I would reinforce it.
Yeah, just watch movie pictures or some programs, TV programs in English, and you will get that part very easily. It is much easier than getting accurate grammar.
Oh, I would do that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Meet you next class and have a very good night.
You
Until
too. Have
next
a good
time,
night.
have a good
Thank
night.
you. Good
Bye.
night.
See ya.
Thank you, Sia.